Hello, hello, you big, beautiful world that you are, and all you beautiful souls that reside upon this big, beautiful rock. Welcome to the podcast of Brothers of Many Words. I am your host, RP.
I am your co-host, King Mackey.
I'm co-host King Christopher.
The purpose of purpose of the podcast is open mic, where real conversations meet real perspective. No scripts, no limits, just truth, growth, and elevation. We're here to challenge minds, expand thinking, and build something greater. King Mackey, hit us with that affirmation, brother.
Affirmation for today for Brothers of Many Words. We stand together as brothers, united in purpose and grounded in respect. We move with love. We speak with clarity and we carry peace. No ego, no division, only growth. Each voice matters. Together we stand. We stand to build something greater. We are aligned. We are ready. Peace in our energy, power in our unity, and purpose in our message. It is done.
It
is done.
is done. In the back door of that, I'm gonna hit you with a few words of inspiration today. Success in life is not merely the achievement of outward goals, but the cultivation of inner strength, wisdom, and peace through the trials that shape you. A philosophical life teaches that true victory lies in mastering yourself, your thoughts, your choices, and your purpose, so that no circumstance can rob you of meaning. When you live with integrity, gratitude, and disciplined hope, success becomes more than accomplishment. It becomes a way of being that radiates far beyond what the world can measure. And I love that quote. I love that
Yeah,
quote
that's
right there.
I like that.
I love that
I
quote
like
right
that.
there.
Very
So,
good.
kids, go. Let's talk about these haircuts.
Man, I started my new Facebook last night, for my wife as our new fitness journey or life journey, I would say. And I came across Christopher's Facebook. Beautiful
Mhm.
picture. Him and his wife, beautiful pictures. But I seen this just I don't know. He reminded me of Mr. Incredible. If y'all
There
ever
you
seen
go.
the cartoon, he
Yeah.
kind of had that look on him. He did. He did. Hey, I was like, that's my dude, but that's my
Right.
brother right there. Hey, you look good.
Right.
You look good,
Thanks,
Christopher.
man. Yeah,
Is
I'm doing a different thing. I'm gonna grow this thing out. I'm gonna see how long it gets and see if I like. I've never grown my hair out before, so I want to give it a go.
Yeah.
And
Fabio.
if I don't like it, I can just go back to how it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
Y'all
that
know
cut?
Fabio?
Yeah.
You ever heard of Fabio?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I know you're talking about butter.
Yeah.
Butter.
Get some fantasy books. And
Yeah.
they're like fantasy books about
Mhm.
the women dreaming about the men on the beach. And it's Fabio who's all built and has this real long hair.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He did the butter commercials too.
Did he? Oh, he sure did do the butter
Yeah, he did.
commercials.
He
Yeah.
did.
Yes, you gotta remember, I grew up most of my childhood with no TV.
I know.
that's
I
right.
know. I'm gonna have to send you a picture. I'm gonna send you a picture.
Was that haircut that you had, Chris? Is that from the military?
No, when I was in the military, I kept it super short, so I don't have to deal with it. That was something I did for my wife, looking
Mhm.
all clean with the fade and the comb over and looking
Mhm.
nice and yeah.
Yeah. One time I had my hair real long too. It was past my shoulders.
Yeah.
Did you really?
Man. Yeah. I just
Oh, wow.
shake that thing.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm gonna grow it out a little bit. I'm gonna grow it out
Yeah.
for now.
I grew it out for a long time, and then I had it straight, and it was super long. It really brought out
Really?
the Indian aspect of me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got some Indian
I
in
need
you?
that picture.
Yeah,
I need
Cherokee.
that picture, Robert. You gotta send that picture to me. I gotta see that.
Let me see if I can find it. I can see if I can find it. I'll see if I can find it. So, Kings, what's one thing life is teaching you right now? What's one thing in life that life's teaching you right now?
Literally right now, just to be upfront and blunt and honest, would be the book I'm writing, Rely. Literally the things that comes to me and as I write, it's lessons that I need to learn myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm kind of teaching myself. It's kind of wild.
That is, man.
Yeah, that's always a good thing.
Yeah.
Man, I'll just say peace. Peace is something, and I should say patience. Really, patience.
Yeah. Yes.
Patience
Yes.
is something. I moved to a different state, and we're doing business here, and sometimes dealing with people. They actually test your patience.
Mhm.
And I'm not
Mhm.
talking about family and kids. I can deal with all that.
Right.
But at times, just dealing with grown men. You expect grown men responsibility, and at times it doesn't come that way. So
That's right.
patience to me is something that's it's daily tested.
Yeah.
Daily tested.
For me, it's life is hard, and I bring the pressure on myself. It's talking. With the creation of this beautiful podcast, something I did not foresee coming.
Right.
And then this surround of you gentlemen, I did not see that coming, and how we have gelled. I mean, it's just insane. Well, with that, and with the family and the kids, as you say, I can deal with that. I've conditioned to that. I've been a stay-at-home dad for the last 10 years, and um but I keep applying the pressure to myself. And so, sometimes that gets hard, and patience is absolutely a part of that. However, I choose hard. I choose hard,
Right.
because you do have a choice in that. And, it's patience and understanding, and all those things that come along with that. But I feel like I'm being tested. I feel like I'm being tested right now with that pressure, because, it's like when we have these meetings, and, you ask me, Rob, what about the LLC? I'm like, God, got to get the LLC. Hey, what about this? I'm like, I want to scream, but I
But
know
that means you have purpose. That means your day has purpose.
yes.
If you
And
never have that pressure, you got no purpose.
that's right, brother. And I know it's going to get to a point to where all we're going to have to do, get on this thing, click that button, and because the foundation will be laid, and that's what we're doing right now. So it is absolutely a little bit tough.
So
right now, man.
to go on with that, about something I'm learning, like with you guys are a little bit older than me. I'm only 37. I turned 38 this summer.
Mhm.
But I've noticed with my age is I am growing as I get older. I my compassion is growing the older I get
Mhm.
for people. Is that something you guys have seen with your age?
Well, I think with you,
Just understanding people more, having like my compassion for people is growing more because I'm starting to understand why people think a certain way. And I think really it's because I'm learning to understand the way I think, and we're all connected and similar. And
Yeah.
so I'm just starting to recognize that I'm actually growing more compassionate for people as I age. And that's something I'm learning and recognizing right now.
And that's a beautiful thing, brother. And I think the household has to do in connection with your children and your family, because as your children grow, their minds expand, and with all that comes the questions, and as they grow, you tend to grow, and you start to realize that you have, and you probably already had that, but you have to have that patience and understanding and compassion, and that tends to spill over into other facets of your life if you let it. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. And I turned a beautiful 44 this Friday. You know what I'm saying? I know I look good. Y'all. But I feel you, Christopher. Compassion is necessary. I feel like I take on that Jesus consciousness quite a bit, where turn another cheek. People test so much about you on a daily basis.
Sure.
And yet again, I love the fact I'm able to prove them wrong. You know what I mean? Through compassion.
Right on, man.
And and that spills into everything too. So it's like, I can't even, harm anything, can't kill anything, like the spiders and things like that, whatever that may be. I catch those things and I put them outside. And so that's part of that compassion too. Just not with people, it spills into everything. Outside of mosquitoes, because they bite me, I smash them. But outside of that, anything I
Mosquitoes are
get,
evil. I don't care, man.
I mean, like,
They ain't nothing they doing for
golly.
society.
Isn't that a Bill Gates invention? Didn't somebody bring that up last time? Isn't that a Bill Gates? Or was it ticks or something? So yeah,
the ticks, I think, is what the thing is now that's ravaging the farmland and whatnot. But those damn mosquitoes are something fierce, boy. I don't know what it is about me, but it's like when they're out and I'm outside, it's like it's time to eat.
Yes.
I'll tell you, the best spiders to have in the house you don't want to kill is the wolf spider.
That is true.
Oh, those things are cool. Those are real cool.
My wife hates them. I'm like, I'm not killing it. She's like, can you kill this? It's spider? I ain't killing it. That's a wolf spider, man. Those things don't make webs, and they hunt other spiders.
Right.
You know what?
No, that's right. I don't kill any of those things. I put them outside, and it doesn't matter what it is. I said, outside of mosquitoes, it's got a good chance to live if I'm present. I'll catch it and put it outside.
Yeah.
My babies are scared of mayflies. I don't know if you know what those are, but
Oh
they're
yeah, the
huge.
mayflies. Yeah.
They're huge
Uh-huh.
down here. I mean, those things are massive. Got the long legs, and I
Hmm.
tell you what, she sees one of those things, and it's a track meet. Shoo, she's
Right.
gone, and so and will not be settled until I catch them. I mean, last year I probably caught about 200 because they're right at the door, and so you open the
Hmm.
door like you suck them right in.
Right.
And so it
Right.
was like, yeah, it's not going to harm you. I don't care. So I'm catching. I'm like, this year I'm not doing it. However,
He
that
said
I
this
lied.
year.
I
You
lied.
got
I
to you got to
lied.
get some carnivore plants in your house.
Ooh,
Yeah, they eat up the flies.
ooh.
We got
Yep.
like I think 6 maybe carnivore plants.
What kind?
Um,
And fly trap, isn't it?
yeah, we got fly traps. We got some that are like they look like succulents.
Mm-hmm.
And every piece of the plant is a super sticky, and when a fly lands on it, and it has a sweet aroma. We actually got one of our succulent carnivore plants that's starting to bloom a flower for the first time,
Oh wow.
and that tracks even more. And even the flower petals are sticky on it,
Mm.
and the fly will just get stuck on it, and it'll just slowly absorb it and consume it.
Have you seen that fly trap in action?
Yeah, I mean it works. And we got gnats and flies on them right now. They
Wow.
just slowly absorb it.
You ever stick your finger in it?
Mm-mm. No.
You think it'll hurt you if you did?
We don't have a
That might be
Venus
weird.
flytrap, but
That might be weird.
I mean I don't want
Might
to
be weird.
test it. I don't want to test it out.
Oh my goodness, man. That's something. That's something. Okay, gentlemen. I'm gonna hit you with a question. I'm gonna hit you with the Mackey's, with King Mackey's famous whoa questions, which is becoming real
Hey, hey,
popular.
hey.
I'm gonna hit
Right
you with that
on.
thing, and I think it's a great question. What comes first in a marriage, your spouse or your kids? What comes first in a marriage, your spouse or your kids?
Okay.
Who wants to tackle that thing?
I'll let one of you gentlemen tackle it first since it's my
I would
question.
say neither.
Ah.
Come on.
Okay.
In my opinion, when it comes to marriage, you got to take care of yourself first.
Ah.
I see that. I see
Valid
that.
I
point.
mean, and then outside of that, I mean, you got to take care of number one. That doesn't mean to be selfish, but I mean, if you're responsible as a man, you're responsible for other people. You
Mhm.
got to be able to take care of yourself. That means take care of your health, and take care of your own, so you can take care of someone else. And next to that would be my wife.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I think I second that motion because you're right. I was going to say wife first, but you're right. You come first because you have to be solid first in
Yes, sir.
yourself. As King Mackey talks about, know thyself, and you must know thyself first, and then your wife comes next to that as well. You make that union, if you will, to death do us part, and that is important. Yes, you have your kids come after that, but mama is always important. She's first and foremost. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I definitely agree with you guys. I'm with you. I didn't even think about just self, which
Mm-hmm.
is definitely necessary. And like Christopher said, to take care of home, you must have that first. And then wife. And wife and kids, I almost feel like it just depends. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
kind of looked at the situation where, food was limited, and she's gonna always put the kids first before herself anyway. So it's
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be it might be a little tug and war on that because you put her second, but she puts herself third.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel you guys on that. I definitely do.
So and especially when the kids are little, it's yes, they need you absolutely all the time.
Hmm.
However, it seems to me, and I could be wrong, it's still yourself, your wife, and the children. As they grow older, I guess they do wean off a little bit as far as the physical side of it, but the mental side of it, your understanding and your thinking, and how they grow and how you teach them about life, and if you will, I think that increases, and maybe that changes the pecking order, if you will. Maybe they come to
Hmm.
the forefront a little bit more, and mama to the side, because they're getting ready for adulthood and getting out here and getting ready to face this world. So maybe that mama slides not all the way to the back, but maybe the kids come to the forefront a little more. if you understand what I'm saying.
I mean, life has its seasons.
Sure.
I do agree.
Life has its seasons. There's gonna be times when you and your wife are gonna have to give more time to the kids,
Mm-hmm.
but that doesn't mean that you lose focus on each other at all.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And to go a step further when it comes to putting who first, in marriage, I believe we should act as one. Understand that we are two separate minds, but we are two separate minds that agreed to unite and be in union. And so that goes, sometimes give or take, you're going to have to put in more effort than your wife does at times, and vice versa. But also as a man, like when I say that you have to focus on yourself of your health, well, sometimes you may have to help your wife with that too. And it's, if you're not making the right choices, if your woman looks up to you and you lead her and she follows you, then now her health is your responsibility. And that's my opinion. Because you're leading the household. And so if you're not eating healthy, the house is going to follow with you. All depends on what your dynamic is. But in my opinion, my wife's health is my responsibility as well.
No, that's a great point.
So
That's
and I got a little slide question. Y'all.
come on, hit it up.
So gender role. So do we really think as men that we run the household, or is it really women make us believe we do? So when
the woman
it comes
does.
to responsibilities, when it comes to true responsibilities, who really wears the pants in the household?
Man,
The wife.
Yeah,
my wife.
No doubt.
I'm providing, I'm protecting, I'm doing all those things that as a masculine role should be.
Right.
But I'm doing that for my wife.
That's right. you know
what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what people think when they see me and my wife, because she's like 5'1" and I'm 6'2", and so I always think about what that looks like in the eyes of other people, and to what you're talking about. They may think like, well, he's big, so he probably he runs that house, he's dominating all this and that and the other, but they could be no further from the truth. She is absolutely a fireball. And so I do not run any. Hey, I digress a lot of times.
Yeah.
All right, baby. You got it.
And I got the sister to his wife, so that's another fireball. Another fire. Yeah. Like I believe people think the same thing. I work out, I love working out. I got some size on me, but they're probably like, man, he runs his household, he puts his foot down, and no. She runs it all, the business. I mean, everything. People are like, oh, Mackie, hey. And I'm like, I got to talk to the boss first.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I cannot do anything until I talk to her first. And then I'll let you know. Now, sometimes I make the mistake of making a decision. You better believe. There's consequences that come with that.
Mm-hmm. And you touched on a great point too, right there. So about that communication, and first before you make decisions, on your own, and that's a beautiful thing, because that is important. It's a two-way street. You're not in that relationship by yourself. You got somebody else that just as equal as you, making those decisions, and that's important. And I think sometimes that fact is lost to what you're talking about. I'm the man, I run the house, and this and that and the other. Um, I believe in that regard, you're setting yourself up for failure in your relationship, because that other individual has a mind, they have thoughts, and they have opinions, and they matter. They matter a lot. Look, I don't make a decision until I talk to what you were talking about, until I talk it over with my wife, because again, I'm not always right. And I'll be the first to admit that. And sometimes, a lot of the times where she says, okay, I get it. That makes sense. And then we take that path. We take that path.
And that's major too. I know Chris mentioned the oneness. And even though I might know her answer, right, I still think it's like Ramper said, it's respectable. Just say, hey, Queen, hey, my God, just say I need to help Chris, or I need to do this with Robert on this particular day. Are you okay with that? So even sometimes the day before, she asks, what's your plans tomorrow? I need to know. And I got to get my schedule out and go over with the boss, so she knows exactly what's going on.
That's right.
And I love it. I love the communication, because I like to keep her involved, because even though we're one, it's still the second mind involved and the second heart. You know what I mean? Based upon the physical plane, right? spiritually we are one, and I feel like I can finish her sentences, and I know how she thinks and how she feels, regardless of what she says. But at the same time, again, it just feels good to say, hey, what's your thoughts on this? And she gives me a different perspective that I didn't even think of, didn't even fathom. And I'm like, that's amazing because I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, man. Speaking of schedule, sometimes my wife will take my schedule out and write things in for me.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Show up my briefcase, take my schedule book out, and mark it down.
Yeah. Yeah. So we know who runs the household. We definitely
That's
do.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, we provide the
What's the
house,
name?
they make it a home.
That's right.
Yeah. But
It's
in ancient Africa, certain tribes, and even to this day, the man doesn't, the wife doesn't carry the man's last name. The the man carries, the husband carries the wife last name. So that's something to think about. I know a brother of mine, he's going to get married here shortly in August, and he took his fiance. He's going to take his wife's last name.
right on.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, to each his
Early
own.
guy. I mean, yeah. I mean, I that's different, but I mean, it's got some historical fact behind it too.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially down to all the way to Egypt.
Yeah. So, yeah.
What do you kids think about the world today? What's going on right now?
I think it's awesome and crazy all at the same time.
It is, man.
I do agree. That's the best way to put it, Christopher. That's the best way to put it, King Christopher.
I mean, we get so focused on these wars, and that's the problem with media. Yeah, there's a lot of evil things going on, but compared to the amount of people on the planet and how many people are dying, that has. I mean, you go in history, less people are dying. I mean, think of medieval times and the time before that. I mean, we are in better times. It's just, it's different right now. But I mean, the poorest person in America is freaking has a toilet they can flush and have hot water and they have food.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now the food's not being allocated to the people appropriately, right? So there's still hunger in the world, but we have the ability to feed the world more than once. There's plenty of food on the world. It's just not being used correctly. It's been used for profit. But I mean, I think we're living in great times. It all depends on what we do going forward. And it's up to us, the people. And that's including the whole planet, not just in America.
You think the people have a say so?
Yes. We always have.
Are we using it?
We're not, because we're not united.
I think we are. I mean, I honestly think we're slowly decaying as a country. Even as a country and as people. When we look into medicine, you look into food, you look into. I mean, we talked about this before. To everything that we live by, it's only hurting us. It's not making us better. There's nothing in society that's making us better. And here's the thing about it too: we have no control over that right now.
Yeah.
And our control is being restricted even more every day. Every day. So it's concerning to me to see really what's going on. And I'm with Chris. It's a beautiful thing because I wake up to my family. I wake up every day, activity of my limbs and my right mind. I understand that, but and like Chris said, you can't get too deep into things because you'll be depressed or stressed constantly, just trying to figure out how to make that next step. Regardless of how much money you have. You know what I mean? And most of us are high middle class, so I mean we look at things a little bit differently. But at the same time, I feel like that we are deteriorating slowly. And honestly, I'd rather be quick. Just take me out. I don't want to slowly decay. Because again, food has no power anymore. I mean, we spend so much money trying to go outside of what the narrative is for is Walmart and Target and buying these products, and it costs so much more to get purple potatoes, to have higher antioxidants. You know what I mean? It just costs so much more to get the proper beef from, the right cattle farm. You know what I mean? Because you have to go into detail on how they, what the process is. I think it's just water. You look at water. Matter of fact, even in Missouri, I believe that the water is a problem here. When it comes to the filtration system. And I noticed that even with dealing with dentists, I'll talk to a dentist and there's just more decaying of teeth here, right? which is a fundamental process of how you live. And it's higher here than it is in Texas. And it's higher, some things are higher in Texas than they are in Minnesota. So I think that honestly, we're starting to slowly decay, as a people. And I think there's a major decline worldwide. But Africa is the only continent I know that has a prominent youth that's steadily growing. But other countries, they're at decline. And the United States is declining. I mean, everybody is.
Yeah, we need to make more kids for one. We need to have more babies.
Hey, I got 6. I need somebody else. I need somebody else to do this. I need somebody else to take the baton on that one.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look
5,
into. Yeah,
but I have 6 total.
I'm gonna have to look into that water situation because I think Missouri actually has one of the best waters in the country, and I've been here all my life in Missouri, and I have no teeth problems. My children don't have any teeth problems. Actually, we all have great teeth, and we have a well here in Missouri, and in Camden. Camden actually has really good water. We don't have filtration systems for Camden at all. It just comes straight from a well.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And our well water, our well water gets tested, and we have really good well water. It's high in minerals. We feel pretty good. I think Missouri, and that's one of the reasons why I think a lot of data centers are trying to come to Missouri, is because we have so much water compared to other states. We have a huge cave system. Missouri is full of caves and underground rivers. We have a lot of fresh water in the state. Now, when you go to cities like Columbia, Springfield, where they have a huge filtration systems, and they're taking away and stripping and then adding like fluoride and things to the water, that is harmful. When it comes to teeth, I think a lot of people, it's the diet. And when you have a diet that's high in grains and high in sugar, it's going to cause your teeth problems. Because like oats, I know a lot of people think they're healthy. I'm not saying they're bad. Yes, we can eat them, but like things like oats, they literally pull minerals from your body. So it's really not that. It's a poor man's food. That's why they're cheap.
10-4. For those who are just joining us on this podcast, our brothers in many words, welcome. Glad you are here. I am your host, RP. I'm joined here with King Mackie and King Christopher. So real quick, we're going to do something real quick here. We're going to do rapid fire questions real quick. It's going to be 5 questions real quick, 30 seconds, 45 seconds each answer. And it's the first thought that comes to your mind. First thought that comes to your mind. Okay, here we go.
Okay. I need that.
Yeah, I need to get that.
These kind of questions are hard for me.
Yeah.
You got to think off the fly. Okay.
Okay, here we go. Okay, King Ru, you'll kick it off. I ask a question, you will start with you, and then boom, boom, boom. Okay, here we go. First question. What is one word that describes your mindset right now?
Purpose.
I can't say it on YouTube. Confident. I'll just say confident. I have to say confident.
There you go.
Discipline.
Purpose. That's what's up.
Discipline.
That's what's up.
I'll take both of those, confidence and discipline, and powerful.
Yeah.
Because that pressure is immense, but I love it. It makes me grow. It makes us all grow. It makes us all grow. It makes us all grow. Okay, question number 2. What is one habit you know you need to break? What is one habit you know you need to break?
Getting up early.
Procrastination.
Procrastination. For me, it's I need to go to sleep. I don't do it.
I do too.
I don't do it, but I need to go.
Go to bed, man.
It's hard,
I need
man.
to go to bed early. Yes.
It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
It really is hard. Okay. Question number 3. What is one thing you are currently learning about yourself?
Truth.
Man. Okay. So I feel I'm on the truth, but it's like when I go to the gym, I could go harder. So there's just more of me. I'm learning every day. There's more of me to go harder, if I would say.
I like that.
I'll make a great session. Let's go, man. I'll tear you up.
I know. Hey, I did those Zercher squats with you a few weeks ago, man. My glutes and hams were on fire.
Dude, but you did 225 pounds of Zerchers. That is strong for somebody that's never done that before.
Wow.
I felt good.
Yes.
For myself, I'm learning that I am a powerful son of a gun mentally.
There you go.
I am absolutely learning that stuff. Just when I think I'm at that breaking point, which sometimes here lately I feel, And it's like the other day, it was tough. It was tough. It was tough doing the business meeting, and it was like I got off and I went through the rest of the day, and by nighttime I was like, okay, that's just another bam, and I shake that off and let's go get ready for it. Woke up this morning. I still was a little daisy from that hit. I still was a little dazed from that hit. When I got in here, got to work, and like, okay, I got Kings coming on here. I got to pick this trash up a little bit. But I'm finding out that just how strong I really am.
Right.
How strong I really am.
Yeah.
Okay, question number 4. What is one goal you refuse to give up on? What is one goal you refuse to give up on?
Building leaders.
Man,
like it.
Financial freedom, I would say, in a sense.
I like that too. I refuse to give up on my goals. I refuse to my last breath. I'm fighting for those things because it will lead to what you just said, financial freedom. Okay, last one. What is one truth you had to accept the hard way? What is one truth you had to accept the hard way?
One truth I had to accept the hard way. It's supposed to be rapid. Man, we're just making us think though.
That's the first thought that comes to your head.
One
Identity.
Truth. You know what, Christopher, I'm gonna have to back you up on that one. That is facts. That is facts.
Right on, man. Right on.
Once I started studying my lineage, that became, that's the truth that hit me like no other. So yeah, I would have to agree with that. I didn't even know that still. Yeah.
To me, that it would be that I am not invincible. And I'll apply this to the gym and working out. And so, I was going, we're hitting abs really hard, on the machines and whatnot. And I tell you what, I call it ground game. I got on that ground and started doing ab work, and I was humbled once again.
Right.
That is some heavy duty stuff. I'm not as flexible. I stretch all the time. Not as flexible as I thought I was. It's a whole different ballgame. Now, you see some of these guys on the videos and how they move and the flexibility and mobility that they have is insane. Something I aspire to be, but that gym, absolutely, I'm not invincible as I thought I was. Some abs are not as strong as I thought they were. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
You got to train, man. You can build them though.
Yes.
You can gain that mobility back. All you got to do is every day you got to work on the mobility movements.
Yes.
And you're stretching. And the best thing to start is active mobility movements, not static. To be mobile means to move. I mean, that's the part of being that's part of the word.
Right.
It's not static.
Right.
And static stretching is good. But if you have a hard time and you're tight, start mobility work first.
Okay. Yeah.
And that once you get more mobile and get those tissues loosened up and get blood flow into those tissues, then you're going to be able to get into those more static positions for a deeper stretch.
No, you're right. You think, again, I thought, well, yeah, my abs are strong. And next thing you know, man, I got to crossing them legs and doing that other stuff. And I'm like, oh my God. It's like, what is going on? What is going on?
Hey, I'll send you Bassett's mobility workout. We've been doing it every 15 minutes a day when we go into the gym. And I am drenched in sweat off those first 15 minutes.
Right.
Yeah. Because
how you feel?
Bodybuilder. I love it. Oh, I feel it. I love it. Matter of fact, I got a buddy of mine who is invited me to jiu-jitsu class. And so I've done this, I've done it off and on for about a year or two. And, but their mobility as far as just rolling and rolling over you, like things we did when we were young as kids that we don't do now. Is they inspire you to do that, and so I'm looking to start doing jiu-jitsu at least once a week, even just working on my mobility.
They're in Camden?
In Camden, yeah.
Dude, I've been thinking the same thing. No joke. You can ask my wife.
Bro, let's go. I got a guy that's invited me on Mondays and Fridays. It's just open mat, and no gi. So
I just want to make sure, so have you seen some of those guys?
I have.
Do you think they're like, if they see us, they're going to try to put us in our place? Because I don't get hurt. I just want to learn.
Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you this. It's funny you say that. Okay, this is a story. So last year, 2 years ago, I joined the Camden County jiu-jitsu white belt class. It was like beginner class, right? So I'm thinking, okay. When I went in there, these were not white belts at all. The guy I wrestled was the wrestling coach for the high school.
Okay, yeah,
You
I seen
know,
him.
Yeah. Yeah. He's not a white belt. He's not a white belt. Okay. So I go in there and then he doesn't tap me out. Or I don't tap out rather. But I held my own. But by the time I got done, my forearms was tight. I was breathing. Bro, it was unreal. And I'm thinking, but yeah, I think so. I do. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, man.
I
I don't
do
want
think
people like,
I
oh,
do
this
think
big guy, and try to put me in my place. Like,
Yeah,
man.
I think they're going to initially. That's why we should go together. That's why we should go together.
Right on, right on.
I got
Hey,
you. You got
Chris.
me. All right.
Chris, you don't want none of that smoke, Chris?
Oh no, man. I want to learn. You know,
Right.
I don't want to
No
just get
doubt.
beat up. I want to just a different.
Yeah.
I want to learn jujitsu, so it gives me an opportunity for better problem solving.
Sure. That's right.
You know,
You know-
that's
I would. Hey, I did judo too in Jeff City, and I'm willing to carpool. I love judo. I love judo. And
Yeah.
so I think judo is. Jiu-jitsu is okay. It's a good ground game. Don't get me wrong. I don't know if it's a real life type situation, you know, or martial art that will allow me to survive just on the ground, right?
Mhm.
I love my sweeps. I love my throws to judo and Muay Thai. I think if you got those two elements where you're overly aggressive, but yet again peaceful and strategic, you couldn't go wrong.
10-4.
You
Yeah,
know,
I think
Chris,
it's good to have multiple disciplines.
Yes.
I do agree.
Yes.
I do agree.
Makes you well rounded in ground game and boxing and all that. Because hey, no, Chris, though, I'm in agreement with. I know I'm laughing at you, but I'm with you. Hey, man, hey, as soon as they see, be like, I'm gonna tear his big up.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
come on, man,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
Then it gets personal real quick, real fast.
Yeah, I just want to learn. I want to be able to learn
That's
the
right.
techniques and stuff and not worry about. I'm not
Yeah.
there to prove a point at all.
Bruh,
That's right.
I went to Seattle and did Muay Thai from a guy from Taiwan. I walked in, he has me fight Southpaw, and then I have to fight everybody inside the school the first day.
Oh
Like
my
I'm
God.
dark, right? I was
Right.
purple. They were clenching me, bruh, kneeing me in my rib cage, abdomen. I was purple the next 3 days,
Damn.
but I loved it. I loved
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah. That is something else. That is something. Conflict and adversity. Conflict and adversity.
But
What we
choose
talking
it,
about?
though.
That's right.
Like you said, we put ourselves through it.
That's right. And that's a great way to transition. Conflict and
It is.
adversity. How do you respond to adversity?
Ooh. Peacefully, skillfully,
Mm-hmm.
strategically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I embrace it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I embrace it anymore. When I was a kid, yeah, you was younger, and I still like wanted. You know, I like to be challenged, but I still chose comfort more.
Mm-hmm.
But I now enjoy the I like being challenged.
Mm-hmm. I'll take both your answers, and yes, it's something I certainly had to work into. You know, with patience. You know, to respond to adversity because there was that initial response, Hulk smash type, if you will. You know, but that's not always as a mosquito lands on your testicles. You find that violence is not always the answer, and so
Right.
it's something I had to learn. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I thought this was a cultural thing until I heard Chris's story, right?
Mm-hmm.
When he had the situation in Walmart, right?
Mm.
Because most people look at me and like, oh, black guy, this big guy, tattoos. You're automatically over aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I hadn't even said anything yet,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so, but through my peace and my compassion, it just that stereotype gets squashed. You know what I mean? But I thought it was just me going through it until I heard Chris's first story at Walmart. Now I know it's one of those big guy, stereotypes.
You know,
it's not necessarily a cultural stereotype.
And that's that taught me a huge lesson about presence and how without even saying anything, your presence can affect how another person responds. And then that's something I reflected on of, I need to learn my presence and how other people view me when I come into their aurora of their presence. You know what I mean?
Right.
No, you dead on with that big guy presence. And so when I first got into the core of my duty station, there was this gentleman there. We ended up becoming good friends. But initially, when he saw me, I'm quiet. Back I was really quiet, and so And he saw me, and then just after we became friends, he said, "You know, Pride, when I saw you, man, and you was all quiet, I thought you was cocky, and I wanted to kick your ass." And this was like, well,
Yeah.
why?
Yes.
You didn't
Yes.
even know me. It's like, why we got to go there? And it was
Yeah.
like, it's crazy,
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's so funny that the assumption is that we're overconfident. You know
right?
what I mean? And we're cocky, and it's not even. That's not the case at all.
Not even the
Mm-mm.
Not the
case at
case at
all.
all.
So let me ask you
Nope.
this: is pressure a privilege?
I would say so.
Depends on the type of pressure that's being applied.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think
Yeah,
it
I
is.
would
I
say
think
so.
it's yeah. I think it is because you have some people that, as I said, are born with everything, and so sometimes that pressure is not. They don't have to worry about that pressure unless they apply it to themselves.
Come on
But
here,
But
that
Bobby.
could be an entirely different scenario for that person that is born into
true,
money.
true.
Their life that
You're
could be
right.
really
Oh
difficult.
yeah.
True.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
true.
Not
It
everyone
This is
can
sees
be
the
true.
other
rough.
side of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
a
Mm-hmm.
wealthy family, what they're going to require that child,
Mm-hmm.
and
Right.
you know, yeah, that child may have everything you could ever think of, but that child has maybe a lot of expectations from the
Mm-hmm.
parents,
Mm-hmm.
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 and that could be a very
The
hard life for
struggle.
that child.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The struggle builds strength or trauma.
Say that again.
Depends
The
on the person.
struggle builds strength or trauma.
Depends on the person. Yeah. I mean, I believe it builds trauma then, but then it becomes your strength. Once you get over the trauma. A lot of people don't get over the trauma. Life, like
Mm-hmm.
adult, from childhood traumas, man, they stick with people because a lot of people live according to how they grew up. And if you
Mm-hmm.
don't really learn how to transition that into your own strength, right, for your own family, it can be problematic,
Sure.
Yeah, man,
in my
that
opinion.
goes into knowing yourself. You
Yeah.
know,
True.
coming to that
Yeah.
hard truth that you have to accept the trauma's there, and you have to
Right.
actually accept the trauma. Rather,
That's true.
most people still have their shield up, and the trauma is just banging at the door. You know, they're not accepting that it's there,
Hmm.
and that comes
Yeah.
with knowing yourself. You know, accepting those things. There's nothing wrong with that. And
And
every person's going to be different. You know, there's a
mm-hmm.
saying that the worst thing that's ever happened to you is the worst thing that's ever happened to you.
Hmm. Right.
That's right.
That could be different for every person.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so I'll add to that too. It also the choices that you make in those tough times. You're
Hmm.
gonna go forward with it. You're gonna accept it, adjust, find some goodness out of it, and move on. Or to what you gentlemen are talking about, are you going to just stay there and suck it up and let that be the direction that you take in your life and all the consequences
Hmm.
that come along with that? You have a choice in
Yeah.
how you decide to go. You know. So, what did your hardest moment teach you in your life? What did your hardest moment teach you in your life? For me, I will say, and this is based on the military, after going through combat, it's like that life is very precious. Life is very precious. Each breath, each moment, you don't realize that as you go through life. You've never had those moments, and most people don't get to experience those type of things, and I'm glad they don't. However, if you can just, I don't know, somehow, some way to be grateful that you have everything that you need, that you're functional with all your senses and whatever that may be, that life is very, very precious, and you need to be grateful for that every day. As you had really made that point a while back about when you wake up and each day you redefine how you're going to go. And I think that is important. That's what it taught me, that hey, I'm on fire right now because it is precious, and I'm getting after it, brother.
Hmm.
I'm with you, man. Life is precious, 100%. And to add on to that, I agree with you. And to add on to that, something life has taught me is that forgiveness is very
Mm,
powerful, and that's including
absolutely.
for yourself.
Hmm.
And that goes along with being
Hmm.
compassionate. Um, that yeah, forgiveness to forgiveness is a very powerful tool.
Hmm.
Man, you know what? I have to agree with both you guys. I mean, I didn't even think about forgiveness, and then once Christopher
Hmm.
brought that up, man, it just really resonated with me. But that
Hmm.
is so powerful because that's part of your traumas. I grew up a certain way, and I had to sit down and talk to my father one day. And prior to that, I feel like mentally I was just being drained. until I actually opened up and got a chance to speak with him. And then I feel like at that time, like I mentioned before, my dad was like, now you become that man. You know what I mean? I mean, it took me
Mm-hmm.
35 years to figure it out. You know what I mean? But yet again, I feel like I broke a barrier at that
Right
Mm-hmm.
on, man. Right on, brother.
So, how do you keep going when nothing makes sense? How do you keep going when nothing else makes sense? How do you keep going?
I would
Huh.
say that I keep going because I realize the fact that it don't. So check this out. When it don't make sense, I sit back and laugh. I sit back and laugh because that lets me know the universe has a plan.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I'm able to control and have some control of my destiny through manifestation, right? And but when it's those times where it's just like it just don't add up, and I just sit back and laugh. I tell my wife we just sit back and laugh about it because I'm like, all right, I'm out of it. Go ahead, because my
Mm-hmm.
word can't come back void. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and do what you need to do because I believe
Mm-hmm.
in something greater.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you, man. Like, how do I push? Like, I don't think I have that problem anymore because my perspective has changed around that. Like, if you zoom out on a bigger picture, there's some things that don't make sense, right? But
Mm-hmm.
I can't really affect the bigger picture in that scenario. But when I focus on what's in front of me, which that's more natural to do for a person, we can only affect the things that we can touch. So in our environment, things still make sense to me on that level. If I zoom out and try to fix the world, no. But if I stay and worry about what's in front of me, there is purpose in that every single day. And I'm more focused now on the little things than the big things. Big things are going to come
Mm-hmm.
regardless. So what can you affect on a daily basis? All the little things in your life, and the little things that you do in your life is what makes a life.
I
You know,
like
we're all
that.
worried about like, oh, I'm trying to get here, I'm trying to get there. We'll just start with what am I going to do for the next hour? That decision, and then the next hour, and that decision. That's what creates your life.
And to what you just said, Chris, about how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? So, way back when, that used to be my main focus. Especially when you're having problems. How am I gonna get this money? Then I'm out here chasing this dollar in an oil field and whatnot, and chasing that dollar is not what it's all cracked up to be. But you get to those points when you're in the heat of the moment when it doesn't make sense and you're frustrated. It's like, what am I gonna do? However, it required me to take a look within myself. As again, King Mac always says, know thyself. So that requires self reflection. And now moving forward, my faith and belief in myself is so strong that I don't worry about that. What's going to happen is going to happen. I take it, good or bad. I get what I can out of it. I adjust, adapt, I overcome, and I keep moving because to get lost in the sauce, if you will, when it's bad, that doesn't do any. That's energy being wasted on something you could be applying to get out of that thing.
Yes, sir.
And so now it's like what King Mackey just said. Go ahead. Come on, let's get it on. Give me what you got, so I can go ahead and adjust to this thing, so I keep it because you're wasting my time. Now that doesn't mean it's easy. It's hard as hell sometimes. Sometimes you shed a tear behind that trash. Either way, you got to keep pushing. You got to keep pushing. You got to
Never
keep pushing.
stop.
Never stop. Never stop.
Things I think too that paying attention to your surroundings, being vigilant, right,
Mm-hmm.
has made me you know I've dealt with less struggles when it comes to that, right? Because and again, we've always talked about intentions. My intentions are so righteous, right?
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of how somebody feels about me or sees me through whatever eye lens that they have, I'm still going to show them love and grace, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that, through that, I struggle less because, and then I guess it wouldn't even be struggle if you're always constantly challenging yourself anyway,
Mm-hmm.
right? You know what I mean? And so, like I said, I think sometimes we become resistant, right, on things. And so when you become resistant, we're not paying attention to what's going on around us. We lose that message. We're not in the position we're supposed to be in at that time.
Mm-hmm.
If you're supposed to be standing outside your front door a particular time and due to distractions, right, you're not able to be there at 10 a.m. outside your door, then you miss that opportunity, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember one time I had a business and I had a business partner thinking this was the best way to go. And I got into it with my business partner and I totally missed a corporate conference call that would have put my company in a different direction. And but by me go ahead and cutting off my losses with my business partner, I was able to gain that traction again. But I feel like
Mhm.
if I would have been emotional and stayed with it thinking I needed them, I would have lost more opportunities to come. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So I
Mhm.
Yep.
just think again, we just have to really pay attention and be vigilant.
Mhm. You know, and
Every
what you
day.
said there, and so when you are resistant, your mind is closed off. It's
It's
closed
so
off.
true.
You
Yes.
are
Yes.
blind. When you
It's
have
so
that
true.
pressure, you are
Hmm.
aware. You are aware. It
Yes.
makes you aware.
Yes. It does make you aware. Oh yeah.
It makes you aware.
That's a great point.
It's super. And yes, that's great, man. It's like pain. You
Yes.
know, as we age,
Hmm.
we all hurt a little bit
Hmm.
more, right? And everybody wants a little ibuprofen, a little Tylenol, a little this and a little that, take the pain away. And I've always, for me, I have a lot of injuries with the military and I'm in a lot of pain and I refuse to take pain pills. And the reason being is because they'll numb the pain and might cause more problems, but the pain is there and it helps me. I'm still alive. I'm still
Mhm.
here.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
There's a reason I should feel that.
Mhm.
We shouldn't take it away on a daily basis. I mean, on extreme cases, that's different. But I mean, that's there to teach us a lesson. And it reminds
That's
us that
right.
we're alive. I'm alive, so I'm not going to numb that.
That's
And
right.
that's made me, for me, it's made me a stronger person. When I go in the weight room, I have pain, but now I know my limitations. I know what I can do, what I can work on.
That's right. And you use that
If
to
I
your
go and take
advantage.
that cortisone shot or pop that pain pill to go work out, then I'm just going to beat myself up more. Then I'm not going to
That's
feel it.
right.
Hmm.
That's right. That's right. That pain allows you to know what you can and can't, but it pushes you. It pushes you.
Yes.
Hmm.
It pushes you. It keeps you honest. Because you numb that pain, let you go with the shots. It's not true because that's gonna wear off. That's gonna wear off. Then you might
Yep.
find stuff like it hurts even more than what it did before.
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
cool. For those who are just joining us, welcome to our podcast, Brothers of Many Words. I'm your host, RP, and I'm here with my kings, King Mackie and King Christopher.
Yes. 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 Got you, brother.
King, you got a spotlight on some beautiful people today?
I do have a spotlight on some beautiful people today. Let me pull this up for you here. All right. And our spotlight for today is James Reeb from 1927 to 1965. James Reeb was a white American minister and a civil rights ally who became a powerful symbol of interracial solidarity during the civil rights movement. James was born in Kansas in 1927 and later became a minister at a particular university, a denomination known for social justice work. As the civil rights movement intensified in the early 1960s, he became increasingly committed to racial equality and nonviolent activism. What he did in the civil rights movement. So, in March 1965, after the violent Bloody Sunday attack on peaceful marchers at the Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama, civil rights leaders called for clergy and supporters from across the country to join them. Reed answered that call. He traveled to Alabama with other ministers to support voting rights demonstrations. While there, he and two other ministers were attacked by people after leaving a local restaurant. Reed suffered severe head injuries. His death impact. 2 days later, James Reeb died from his injuries. His death shocked the nation because he was a white minister from the North. He was targeted simply for standing in solidarity, and he exposed the extreme violence facing civil rights supporters in the South. President Lyndon B. Johnson publicly referenced Reeb's death while pushing for Voting Rights Act of 1965, helping build national urgency for change. Why his story matters. James became a symbol of moral courage beyond race, religious conviction translated into action. The idea that civil rights was not just about black struggle, but a national crisis. Mr. Reeves was a white minister who answered to the call of Alabama, not to speak from a distance, but to stand in the streets. He paid for that choice with his life, and his death America force helped force America to confront its own injustice. So today our spotlight is for Mr. James Reeves. We appreciate your contribution to society.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right on.
Absolutely.
Great.
Final thoughts, Kings?
Hey, I want to say, come check us out. King Mackey, come check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I have a personal page. It is called Mackey's Minds and Muscle. Mackey's Minds and Muscle. Come watch my family's journey as we grow and continue to inspire other couples and families to do so as well.
Beautiful.
Right on.
Beautiful.
I'll make sure to get on there. You ready to close it out, King?
Yeah, let me say, as King Mackey just said, we're on YouTube as well, DJ, Apple Podcast, and our personal pages are coming as well, too. With that being said, much love, Kings, as always. As always. King Christopher, take us on now, brother.
As always, guys, our 3 pillars of success we built ourselves on is faith, trust in your own power, believe deeply in your purpose, and build unshakable confidence through action. Number 2, dedication. Show up when no one's watching. Stand firm in your commitment to grow. Put in the reps mentally, physically, and daily. And discipline. Forge your character through consistency. Set up your code and follow it without compromise. Control your impulse. Command your results.
Yes,
Much love, Kings.
Much love.
Much love.